I know, I know. Hey guys, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums, and today I'm going to do an album review on the latest St. Vincent album, Daddy's Home. Yeah, second review of the day! Second review of the day! So, St. Vincent, also known as Annie Clark, is an art pop singer-songwriter, and she has been dropping a few very special art pop albums that are a little bit more than the average. Albums like Strange Mercy, her self-titled, and her collab album with David Byrne of Talking Heads. And now she has returned with Daddy's Home. And it is okay. It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, on this album, instead of sounding more futuristic than ever, instead we have a bit of a nostalgic album with a lot of 70s, 60s, and even 80s vintage vibes, but mostly 70s. We have a lot of funk and soul influences on this album. There is a strong sense of dreaminess over this entire album, and production wise, the instrumentals are denser than some previous St. Vincent projects. Now, given that this album is a very slow burn album, there aren't a lot of catchy, explosive pop bangers on this album or anything. This album took me way longer than I expected to digest, but even so, I don't think this album is that great. It's pretty good, but that's it. It opens off strongly with Put Your Way in Pain, which is a sweaty synth funk song that sounds like something that David Bowie would have written. And it has these really nice pounding drums, echoey, distorted vocals, very jumpy pianos, and lyrics about trying to survive while being broke. It's really stressful. You can feel the pressure, but also the quirkiness. And it is a really exciting and interesting album opener. Then we have the track Down and Out, Downtown. Down and Out, Downtown. Oh, God. And essentially, this track is a pretty stripped back funk pop song. And even though I don't like the verses, it's very low key, it's very toned down, and it sounds a little awkward. The hooks are very blissful, and it's got really nice bluesy keyboards. My nose does not like me. Not at all. We have the title track with a quirky groove and wailing vocals like I can't do that. I can't do that. But we got some really impressive, expressive, wacky, off-the-walls vocal performances on the title track, which is really nice. But even so, I mean, yeah, I like the lyrics where essentially St. Vincent describes a prison visit in the quirkiest and the most intriguing way possible, but ultimately this track is a slow burn where its instrumentals just meander around and not getting anywhere. We have the track "Living the Dream," and essentially, uh, and previously, I used to be pretty on the fence with on this track, and it's uh, this track is a slow burn. Okay, it's over 6 minutes long, and it's mellow, it's trippy, and at first I'm like, it's kind of a boring song, but still, it just gets really it grew on. Oh my god. That being said, the song grew on me. I appreciate how dreamy it is. The keyboards are serene, the vocal harmonies are beautiful, and it has a really nice kind of Pink Floydian ending to the track. We have the track "The Melt of the Sun," where essentially St. Vincent uh, expresses her nostalgia for the 60s and the 70s, Dark Side of the Moon, Marilyn Monroe. And it is an okay mid-paced track with a lot of psychedelic soul influences, and it's just a very mild cut. And then we have the track "The Laughing Man," which is then followed by these humming interludes, which are just okay. They do not add anything to the album necessarily, but getting back to The Laughing Man, it starts off with this really dramatic musical conversation, and then it just transitions into a dreary, dreamy slow burn, which sounds really intriguing, but it sort of stays that way for the entire duration of the track. We got these delayed production, which is really nice, but again, I feel like there's something with the melodies, or maybe it's with the chord progression, that just doesn't really make the song pop out enough. It's just not quite there yet. Almost, but not quite. Anyways, we have the track Down, which is the only track on the entire album where I could call a pop hit, because it is a really catchy funk pop tune, and lyrically it is about abuse, but also fighting back. And there's a sense of fieriness and tension to this track, which is really friggin' nice. Somebody Like Me is a very sweet instrumental ballad with driving rhythms and tighter drums. And then we have the track My Baby Wants a Baby, which is also another ballad, but this time very dramatic. We have the chorus, which is very layered. And also, this song actually interpolates an older song, and but the way St. Vincent sort of twists that older song and turn it into something new, and make it about her and how she wants to be left alone and just make music is kind of funny and kind of smart, and I kind of like that. And then we have At the Holiday Party, which is a warm, wholesome little piece of soft rock song with horns, keyboards, and gentle guitars. But again, once again, it's almost great, but it just doesn't quite reach there yet. Maybe it's because the instrumentals are a little bit too mild and tame. Maybe it's the vocal melodies that isn't daring enough, but overall it's just decent at best. And then at the end we have the track Candy Darling, which is a short but sweet song. However, that being said, this album ending off on Candy Darling and another small interlude is just not conclusive at all, and in fact a little bit underwhelming. And thematically, the way this album is arranged and laid, it's kind of strange how it starts off very fiery and pressured, and then it ends off like this. And I just wish that the album is arranged in a more cohesive manner. So yeah, overall this album is far from perfect. I think there are a lot of moments in the album that just feel mild. It has a good idea musically, instrumentally, melodically. It has a good bass, but it doesn't quite reach that point where it's like, damn, that's awesome. And as far as sequencing goes, theme goes, the concept goes, this album doesn't really reach anywhere either. Even though instrumentally and melodically there are some highlights on the album here and there, but overall this album is just decent at best, unfortunately. My favorite track here is Down, and my least favorite is Down and Out Downtown. I'm giving St. Vincent's Daddy's Home a 7 out of 10. So, have you listened to the latest St. Vincent album from 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Thanks for watching. Also, I will be reviewing the latest 21 Pilots, and I almost said 21 Savage. 21 Pilots and Olivia Rodrigo, and then afterwards, it's going to be Black Midi, Natalia Lafourcade, and Portal. That's right.